What are y'all doing? I feel like recreating a look today. So if y'all have seen any looks, especially something with Valentine's Day vibes, tag me in it. Do you remember any looks that you've seen recently where you're like, I found this picture of ADELE and I'm pretty inspired by it, but it has a dark lip, but you could do a nude lip with the look. But if y'all want to tag me in some pictures or any kind of makeup looks that you have seen recently, go ahead and tag me. I'll be waiting. By the way, this is the look. Anthony, he's amazing. Anthony's the artist. But this is the look I was thinking about doing. I like how the eyeshadow is rounded, but then it's still got all that delicious glam that I need to fill makeup fulfillment. Also, I want to hold that apple. What do you think? DMs have spoken. Y'all have went wild. Everyone says yes. Let's do this. So we're going to start with some Gerard Clean Canvas. Also, I should be packing. But here I am. Here I am. I'm actually going to grab a Viseart palette. Yes, they are very, very expensive. But the quality is absolutely there. And you're about to see. If you are a working makeup artist, I highly recommend you have at least one matte neutral palette from Viseart in your kit. If you are just someone who does everyday looks, it's kind of hard to justify because there are other palettes that are a lot more affordable. But like I said, working makeup artist, at least one, because honestly, they're the kind of shadow that can fix another shadow. Somewhere in the packing chaos, I decided it was a good idea to wash all of my brushes, and now all I have is an E29, which I normally use as a finishing brush, but I guess we're going to have fun, and I'm going to show you how you can do your entire eye with a fluffier brush. It's really just about how you pick up the eyeshadow. So if you're not sure where to start when you're starting your transition, your very first transition, go with your medium shade. So that's going to be the easiest. Sometimes I start with the dark, sometimes I start with other colors, but if you're just trying to figure this out, I know it can be so confusing. We'll look at this pan and we'll go, what the heck? So I would call this shade a medium shade right here. I would call this shade right here a medium shade. Sorry if I'm out of frame. This is going to be the darkest shade. This would be the darkest shade. This will be a dark shade. And then these soft lighter ones would be transitions. Also remember, I'm filming an IGTV, so I'm going to be working on this eye, and then I'll work on this eye here with you. What we need to do is smooth that out, because it is going to crease until you set it. That's perfectly normal. No reasons to scream quite yet. So I went ahead and I grabbed this shade on just one side of the brush. Even though this brush is fluffy, we're going to use it different. We will eventually use the fluffy part to diffuse. But for right now, we need to press that color on. Just kind of press that back and forth. I'm not sweeping. I'm not doing any kind of windshield wiper motions. I'm going to go ahead and, this eye is very rounded, so I'm going to go ahead and start to pack the color here on the outer part of the eye. But also notice, please don't worry about that. We're nowhere near done with this. But I do want you to notice that a lot of times we'll take the color and we'll just place it right here where my fingernail is. I am going to create, so I'm actually going to shade a little bit farther out, like my lid is more here. Okay, for now, just kind of keep tapping. So it's just going to continue to transition. It'll create another transition color once you start tapping towards the brow, so that way it'll kind of transition and fade to a lighter color. I'm going to tap on this side as well. Go ahead and add just a little bit more of that same shade. Okay, so now we need to add depth, but this is a fluffy brush, okay? And it's going to be a little hard to fit it in there. So what I'm going to do, we're improvising, I'm just going to pinch it just a little bit, okay? You can see that now. Now, listen, I think it'd be fun to kind of use this plum shade instead of the brown. So I'm going to grab that on one side of the brush. I'm going to flip that side towards the ceiling. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to shade out here. You can look down and do this as well. And you can see that it kind of creates that line for us. When you start to press it in here, and as long as you flatten it just a little bit, you're gonna have more control. Now remember, I can do that creepy baby doll thing. If you can't, you can kind of tilt your head back and do it. And the product side, you can see that product side is just fitting in here perfectly. And it's creating really nice definition through here. And it's a Valentine's Day miracle. Look what I found hiding. This is perfect because I really did need more definition through here, and I'm just going to need a smaller brush. We're back into this plum shade, which is absolutely magnificent. And you'll notice that I picked it up here in the center of the brush. And the reason why is because I'm going to let this kind of angle shape work to my advantage. I'm going to relax my eye, and I'm pressing it here on my lash line, but not too far over. Just press it there. Since I have a bun, my eyes are not as hooded today, kind of using that to my advantage. Just ever so lightly shading in here. But again, I'm shading further out. I'm kind of creating a bigger eye this way. So I'm actually going to take my powder foundation. This one's from Beauty Creations, one of my faves. Ooh, it's a brand new one. They sent me a new one. Bless! So now I'm going to grab this again on the fluffy brush. And I'm going to go ahead and tap that on my brow bone, both brow bones. And now what that means is everything is set aside from my lid. So now we can kind of do some circular motions, just kind of buff all of this together. It's not going to disturb the eyeshadow base. And since we don't have much eyeshadow up here, that means that we're not going to run the risk of over blending and things becoming patchy and lifting. Now I'm not going to worry too much about this area. In fact, I'm not even going to clean underneath here because I've got to get my foundation and everything on before we finish shaping, because again, I want it to be very rounded. Okay, we're going to put this down, but we're not going to put it away. We're going to need it later. Adele's lid seems to be very defined, so I'm actually just going to grab an eye pencil and trace this out. There's still base on my lid, but I needed a little bit more definition. That looks about right. I feel like that looks like her lid shape. Notice that it's right over the fold. You can see the natural fold. It's going to be right over that. So I am still going to grab the C30 because it's the sharpest concealer brush in the tri-state area. And I needed to kind of press it upwards a little bit more. A pencil just can't do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the side of the brush and just kind of tap it over here. So I really liked using this pencil for my lid. I really like the consistency, but you're always going to need a brush. Brushes equal precision. Back to the powder foundation. Your shade of powder foundation is actually going to be a beautiful nude on your lid. So we're going to go ahead and set that pencil because it's still going to need to be set. Plus there was base underneath it. So just go ahead and press that in. Look how pretty that is. Then you can transition over this way ever so lightly, and then I don't think I've set here. Maybe I did, but it doesn't matter. We'll press in a little bit more. Look at how smooth that looks. Look at that. Dagnabbit. I'm taking that plum shade and pressing it along the lash line. Oh, let me not do that just in case that you can't do that. You can do it with your eye open. If I look to my right, I can reach through here a little bit more. And if I tilt my head back, I can reach through here. So you really can do this with your eyes open. If any of you are wondering where Gene Bean is, the last time I saw him, he was trying to help Mama fold some laundry on the bed. And then I heard her go, "I'm going to take a nap." And then I never saw either of them. So they are napping. She stole my Gene Bean. So Adele looks like she's got on some floofers, some major woolly boogers. So my spider ball, I don't have any in that. So, and so much stuff is packed. No, I'll figure it out. Hang on. Okay, so Youthforia. You know that color changing blush and the glosses I love? Well, they're giving us some more newness. I've used this once and I really enjoyed it, but in the midst of the packing, kind of misplaced it. Just discovered it while looking for the lashes. So let's do that right there. I'm gonna dot it. And then I'm going to work it in. It's one of those primers that kind of does everything. It's hydrating, but not too hydrating. And it's a primer that acts like skincare. And I feel like that is where all of our skin products are going. If our primers and things like that aren't performing like skincare, we don't want it. House of Lashes Iconic Lights. Yeah. That's the spice. Okay, so I can't show you what I'm using for my complexion. It's not released yet. So it's going to be released very soon. Just watch how it blends. I can't tell y'all. I wish I could tell y'all. We're so close to telling. By the way, it's from another brand. But watch how it's basically a marshmallow on the skin. Look at this. And I can't tell you too much about it, but you can just look at it. It's really pretty. I really like it. And it'll be released pretty soon. Very soon, actually. So you'll be seeing it. I love it. I'm so excited. Makeup Revolution Concealer. I can show you this. No secret here. I love this concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eye, but only my under eye because Adele has quite a bit of bronzer on, and I thought it'd be fun to do that. I don't think I'm gonna get away with that much because she is in a music video, and I feel when you're in music videos or in pictures, you can wear a lot. But we're gonna do a lot for me, but not quite as much as Adele has on there. If I was in that music video though, ooh, you best believe I'd have on that much bronzer. But for right now, we're just setting the under eyes. We're gonna grab this heavy duty one right here. This is the RCMA Contour Palette, Highlight and Contour. This is the shade Light. And I'm actually gonna grab a C30 to place it. So I'm picking up this shade, and we're gonna start with this. And this is still very warm for a contour. In that video, she is going to be contoured. I always talk about this when I talk about music videos, things of that nature. So I'm not gonna go quite as cool toned, but I'm gonna go a little more cool toned than I normally would to start with. So I've really been trying to talk more about contouring and the right kind of shades where it leans more towards contour, more towards bronzer. So this is going to be pretty cool, but it's still in the realm of a bronzer on my skin tone. In the IGTV, you'll see a comparison, which I'll be posting this evening. But I know I'm going to run out of slides here, so I'm trying to put a little bit more information into the IGTV. So let's just melt that in. Oh, and I've been seeing this brush being used. I just want to do a quick reminder that the way I like to use it is I actually like to use this side towards my ear, and then you'll see that it fits perfectly through here and it just kind of sweeps down into there. Just wanted to do a quick reminder on that. Did y'all know that I'm filming 3 videos when I do this? I almost filmed a 4th, but I stopped myself. Woo! So now we're going to set that cream bronzer with this bronzer. Y'all know it's my favorite. But when you're setting your cream bronzer with a powder bronzer, please make sure that you're pressing or you might lift it and disturb everything. And I did put quite a few contour slash bronzer tips in the IGTV, so I'm kind of excited to post that. And this is what I do to my nose. I never contour my nose, so I'll just lightly bronze it on the sides and the tip. Done. In fact, that might be too much. So then I'll just grab my foundation brush and just kind of melt it back in. Perfect. So remember the Melt Cosmetics pencil that we used on our lid. We're going to use that on our waterline. She does have a nice kind of neutrally bright waterline. These are incredible, by the way. I love them. So now it looks like she just has the brown, so we'll just do the transition shade. She just looks like she has a very soft brown underneath here. And I'm actually going to use the E26 to do this because it's just going to give me more precision. I don't want it to be smoky. But I will diffuse it with powder foundation. But we're not there yet. I hope this blush palette is still available because y'all understood that because y'all have been here long enough. And for those who haven't, you will understand. So I grabbed this shade. This is the NARS Afterglow palette, and I mixed these two shades, and then I applied it kind of right behind the apple of the cheek towards the temple, because that's where Adele seems to usually wear her blush. Now take your time here. I kind of went overboard, and I did that for a reason. You'll see why in a second. Because once you kind of work this in, look how creamy and delicious that looks now. Look at that. Just look at it. So I'm using Milk Cosmetics. This is the shade Catsuit. I love these lipsticks. If you don't have one, go get one. So you'll see in the IGTV that I applied the lipstick first, and then I'm actually using a brown liner. So this is an artist color pencil from Makeup Forever, and you can use them all over your face, and I like to use this one on both my eyes and lips. And I know you're thinking, oh no, brown lip liner, but in that picture her lips are so dark that we needed a brown lip liner. We can always grab a lip brush and soften the line and kind of blend it back into the burgundy, but this is what's going to give it that insane spicy depth. And also know that with all of my lip looks, I'm using a lip brush. Lip brushes are so slept on, but it's how you just get that perfect lip line. I like this one, but I want a better one. We're done. I feel like this is so Valentine's Day vibes. You could do a pink lip, you could do a nude lip, you could do a red lip. I have on this super spicy lip. But I will be saving this to my saved highlights, and I'm going to post an IGTV on it, and of course I'll have all of the makeup details listed. So let me go put all of that together, and I'll see y'all tonight in the comments.